Hi everyone. Now this video is totally different. All the lamps you see in front of the camera are not mine. They belong to Alex. They were sent here because the seller was in England, so it made sense for him to have them sent here. Anyhow, before I start, I'm going to mention what is happening to the collection. I have mentioned in the past that I'm getting a bit older, maybe ancient, don't know, but the time has come for me to think what is going to happen to the collection. And I have mentioned this before, and you're probably all thinking, oh, who's going to take over, who's going to have them? Well, I can assure you the person that's going to have them is Alex. He, in my opinion, is very, very keen, and I can go back to my younger days. It's a hard job going back to those days, but I can. And I started this hobby when I was I was messing about with electrical stuff, safely I may say, like Alex, at a very early age, probably 5, 6, or even before then, and was starting to collect the odd bulb, normally bulbs that had burnt out. Anyhow, I started early. I had a very good time. I've picked up many lamps, some at virtually giveaway prices. Those days have gone. Well, they've almost gone. You can still pick up the odd bargain, but it's not as easy. And I feel that the collection must go to someone who is keen, young for a start. It's no good saying to someone that's as old as me, do you want to take the collection over? That wouldn't work. So it's got to be someone that's young and keen. And I've seen a lot of Alex projects that he's done. He showed them on Lighting Gallery and on YouTube. He's done very, very well, and he knows his stuff, and he's the ideal person to have these lamps. Now when I say this, he's not going to suddenly take all of them straight away. He would need a Pantechnicon to do that. This is over a period of, don't know, years. It's I'm actually covered because this has all been done legally, and as I say, he's invited to come over, and I will say to him, right, whatever you want to take, they're yours. And I've also said that if you want to put them on YouTube, they're yours. You put them on YouTube. You can mention my name if you like, don't mind. But I've still got I've still got all the lamps here at the moment, and I shall probably still continue picking them up, either buying them or whatever. It's a good hobby, and the majority of people in the hobby are very nice people. So you know, that is what I'm going to do, and obviously Alex knows about it as well, and he's in full agreement. And we will, as I say, we'll probably cooperate in some of these videos, like I'm doing with this one, because all of these are not mine. I know my English is not too good, but I'm quite excited that the collection will go to someone who will appreciate that. And I was scared that the stuff could have ended up in the local tip, which would be a great pity. When you think, well, I'm not worried about the price and stuff, it's the rarity in a lot of cases, and they should go to a good home, and that is what I've arranged to do. Anyhow, enough of me talking about what's going to happen to the We Get One collection. This will be over a period of years. I've said at the time I'm going to reach 100. Well, I'm not even 80 yet, so there's a few years to go yet. Apart from that, I'm really joking, but you know, I hope I can make it to that. But it's all covered. If anything happens, it's all covered. Anyhow, enough of me talking. Now you'll have to excuse me. A lot of these, I do know these bulbs obviously, but I've been asked to do this little video, and I hope he likes it. I think he will. Firstly, I'll take it out of its little box. I would say that these lamps were sent beautifully packed. They really were. They were double packed or double boxed, which means that the large box, and it was a large box, was well padded. They used a kind of paper padding, which I understand is probably the best way of doing it. And into that box was put two other boxes which contained the lamps. So I'll go through them. This one was one that was in one of the boxes. Now you have to excuse me, I'm not too familiar with all these. This is Series B P2/1. It's Osram, 250 volts at 500 watts. I would think it's possibly a photo flood lamp. God, if I tell this wrong, I should be told off. No, I'm joking. There's a photo. I'll show you the box it came out of. He did very well. As I say, he does know his stuff. And there's the box it came out of. He probably knows more about certain aspects of this hobby than I do. Particularly when it comes to codes on lamps. I just don't know them. There's the lamp, Osram photographic lamp. It's all on there, Series B. The lamp has never been used. It's what I would call brand spanking new. New old stock is the official term. So I'll put that one down. I can't, funny enough, I can't see, or I couldn't see a code, or is there? Yeah, there is a code on there. Alex, you'll be able to say what this code is. A2CA. To me, it could be anything, but that's what it's on there. It's A2CA. So I know he will look up his list of these and he'll say, oh yeah, that's so and so and so and so. I would think it's possibly 1960s. So let's see if I'm right. I'm probably not. Anyhow, from that one we've got two types. Now there are more boxes of these in the box, but they're the same thing. There's two types. Now he's asked me specifically to show all the lamps that are in this box, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. This is a photo flash lamp. They were used in the old times. I can remember them being used. They would be used to take one photo. They would flash once inside the lamp. You can see if I can show it. Can I show it? I think I can. There's a chemical in that which, when lit by the little filament that's in there, that fires off and it gives a very bright light. Some of these used to have a colour on the end. Yeah, this one does. See that colour there? That used to change colour if they became not usable. And they went into a holder which accepted these capless type lamps. The wires extend out and around and would make contact. You see what I mean? As I turn it and you see the wires outside, and they would fit into the camera or the flash unit on the camera. But of course now we've got modern electronic flashes, and some of the real new stuff uses LEDs. Cool, I've said a rude word again. Sorry about that. But now I'll show the other one, which is also a photoflux. It's a flash bulb, it's a little bit larger. Same innards. I'm trying to think what that is that actually flashes. Unfortunately, I have forgotten. But be assured that if a tiny amount of current is produced, it will flash. So you would never ever try and test these using an avometer, because if you put an avometer across them, it will go off. Yeah, that's sensitive. And another point, if you're storing a lot of these, store them in the greenhouse. I know it sounds daft, but I've got not so much this, well they are, some are similar to that but a bit bigger, and they say that they can self-fire and they could cause a fire. So to eliminate any danger of fire, I put them in the greenhouse. They probably won't, but someone said to me, put them away from the house. Anyway, leaving that one, we come to a candle lamp. Now this one uses the normal type of filament. It's coil. Originally these would have what is known as a rough surface filament, where the filament would virtually extend up to the top of the lamp. These ones are more modern. I'd say they're possibly 60s as well. I don't know any codes on these. Yes, there is. If I can show a picture of it, I'll get it a bit clearer. Where is it? So it's a bit dark and I'm not seeing so well. Well, I definitely saw something on there. It's very faint. There we are. It's rather than look at it, it's XF. The code is XF. It's 230 volt, 250 volt, 40 watts, and it's obviously by Osram. I would think this would also be the 1960s. 60s or late 60s, early 70s. But once again, will I be right? I don't know. We've got another one which is the same make, in fact it's the same lamp. Not say the same lamp, it's identical. 230 volt, 250, and that's 40 watts. Same type of filament. Same type, it's a coil filament, and I would say that's possibly the 1960s. That one down. Here we have, I'm showing it nice, it's an Atlas projector lamp. Atlas was a branch of Thorn, as you can see the name Thorn. It's quite old. Tells you what it was for cine, film strip and slide projectors, and you got the information at the end there. 240 volt, 150 watt, small bayonet cap. And anyhow, let's have a look at the bulb. I've shown myself similar ones of these. They're all, I say they're all much of a muchness. I suppose they are much of a muchness, but this one is with a small bayonet cap, and that would go into the projector that way round. The black top is actually at the top. There's the filament, and these would be set in the projector or wherever it's used, so the filament is square on to the lens. This one is possibly by the way the pins would plug in, it would end up the right way round. And that's a worker as well. Once again, I don't think it's ever been used. Moving on, in the batch of bulbs was this little pygmy bulb. They were originally used for indicators and signs that you would see outside. They don't use them now on signs, or very rarely. There's a program on TV I noticed where there was hundreds of these. I'm pretty sure it was these. I'm trying to think the name. The so-called comedian who was on it, I was more interested in looking at the bulbs and hearing his so-called jokes. But anyhow, I mustn't get political. They're 15 watt at 240 volts. Well, they can vary. You can have these on 110. This one's 15 230 volts. The etch at the top. Unfortunately, you can't see anymore. Now, that was done by the previous owner, not by me, honestly. So that's what that is. It's a pygmy sign lamp. They did do one that they used on switchboards in a telephone exchange. They were slightly different wattage. I think the voltage was a bit different as well. But these were made in a range of voltages. They, you can pick them up quite readily. Well, I say quite readily. I've just got a box of the blooming thing, so I might be making telling porkies, but anyhow, that's what that is, a pygmy. Now, next up, we go back to photographic stuff. There's another lamp used with a projector, I would think, or film making. That filament is quite unique. I've shown one that has a filament like that in the past. And it's a flattened filament, and obviously a special purpose lamp. There is a little etch on it. Let's see if I can bring that up so you can see it. I normally do these when it's a bit lighter outside. They seem to show up more, but if you can't see it, I'll tell you what it says. It says Philips, made in Holland. All the other info's on the cap, which I will call out because I'm having a job, well, not focusing, it's too dark. It's M/20, that is obviously the type of lamp it is. We've got a number, 13347W. Philips, the manufacturer. 6 volt at 15 watts. There's also a code there. Let me show you a picture of the code. It's not coming up, so I'll tell you what the code is. The code is like 1, 2, 3, 4 little dots with a centre dot as if it would be in a square. If there was another dot, it would be like a square with one dot in the middle. But in this case it's not a complete square. I'll try and show it up if I can. I know you like to see these things, and I'd like to be able to actually show them, but for some unknown reason it's not doing it. Small bayonet cap. Once again, brand new, never been used. We've had that one, I think we've seen most of these. Yeah, we just got 2 others left. I don't think I've left any outside. If I have, I'll be told off. I've asked to specifically show these. And I've got another lamp to show, which I've got to put on a separate video. This is photo flood lamp. There's the details. I'll put that down there. I can't show that very well. It should come live. There we are. I know it's upside down. You'll have to stand on your head to view it. There is a code there, but you can make it out. You're doing well. It's made in Holland. And these lamps are run, they're really overrun. They only last a matter of hours, if that. So this in a collection, you would never plug in and light it up on full voltage. You can show it working on, say, about 50 volts or something like that, where it'll probably be quite bright on that. But you don't want to light it up because you'll just shorten the length. Anyway, we come to the, I would say, the piece de resistance, bit of French. As I say, this box arrived today, and I'd forgotten all about it. Well, I was actually talking to Alex at the time. I said to him, "Hold on, the postman's just come. He's brought a blooming great box." Or words to that effect. It was quite a large box. Anyhow, he zoomed off, and I went and picked it up, and I thought, did I order this? Don't remember it. And I thought, well, it's got my name on it. So I opened it up, and lo and behold, the first lamp I picked out was this beauty. I'll pick it up. I hope my ugly mug's not showing on it. What do you think of that? That is a cracker. To give you an idea of the size, my hands are not particularly small. If I do that, you get an idea that it is quite large. I should have brought the ruler out to try it. Unfortunately, there's not an etch on it, and I've looked close and I couldn't find one. The only thing you'll find on it is me holding my camera. Now, you're not going to see my ugly mug. It's the front has been treated with hydrofluoric acid. That gives that frosting effect. Hydrofluoric acid is the only acid that will dissolve glass. If I'm wrong, someone correct me, but I don't think I am. Also, got a very unusual cap. Well, I say it's unusual. It's one you do see, but it's nice to see it on this. And all in all, a very nice lamp. Once again, I don't think this has ever been used, and no way am I going to show you it alight. It's not my lamp, and if it was my lamp, you still wouldn't see it. So there. Anyhow, I'm joking. Well, I'm partly joking. A lot of these lamps now have become quite valuable. I don't know what my friend paid for these, but prices are going up on lamps, and this is a cracker. He thinks it's made about 1940s. I don't know. Was it 1940? Yeah, I'm sure he said the 1940s. But there we are. And it's obviously a worker. I've had a look at I've tested it with an ohm meter, and there's continuity. In fact, there's continuity in all these lamps. The only lamps I didn't test with the ohm meter was, of course, the Photoflux lamps. Anyhow, I bet I've driven you all asleep by now. Hopefully, Alex will like this little video. And as I say, take note what I've said. You know, I think it's very important that any of us of later years, have got old, in other words, do think what they're going to do with collections and pass them on to younger people who will appreciate them, and it gives them a start in life. I had a start with the lamps. I've had lots of good luck. You've only just got to look up there, which I've shown you numerous times. So, you know, the good things do turn up. And I thought, well, if it gives him a leg up and the help, then I will do that. Because he does deserve it, and he's very knowledgeable. Yeah, anyhow, eventually every lamp here will eventually go in his collection, plus other items of things. So there we are. Anyhow, thanks for listening. Sorry it's been a bit long and long-winded. I've been blamed for someone said that I can speak for England. I probably can. I love talking. There's always, where I am, a pile of hind legs of donkeys. I've cracked this before numerous times. Anyhow, I'm going to shut up now and upload this. Thanks again. Any comments, please ask. But remember, these lamps belong to Alex. And any questions, I might get him to answer them. So there we are. Thanks again for watching. Thank you.